Hey everyone, it's me, that Yugioh player. Welcome to my next cool deck profile. I guess cool in some people who likes this type of deck, not cool for others. So back maybe about almost 2 years, I made a deck profile called Runick Mystic Mine, and that's when Mystic Mine was at 3. And I played a little bit of it. I did have fun with it, but I didn't play much because Mystic Mine got banned a few weeks later after the video's post. So I went back and bring out a different type of Runic deck, which is not Horus, so don't worry. But this is a Runick Stun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like and subscribe. And let's talk about the deck. So I only played 2 monsters, which is that Amano. I'm not going to pronounce the rest of the name. So I played 2 of them. I think this is like the best ratio. Maybe you can play a third if you want to. It's up to you, but playing 2 right now, it's working really well for me. And also what's cool about this card is pretty much when you normal summon it, your opponent can't respond with monster effects except for spirit monsters, which I don't think there's no spirit hand trap monsters. So pretty much you don't have to worry about Ash, Nib, Droll, Feck Veiler, and stuff like that. Or Ghost Ogre too. Next is the Runic spells I've been using. So, the 2 fountains is semi-limited. 3 tips. 1 of the Sing Forth and Droplet. 3 Freezing Curses. 3 Destructions. 3 Flashing Fires. And 3 Slumbers. This is pretty much my ratio. It is working really well. If there's a change I would make, it's probably maybe add the Dispelling, but as right now this is working really well, so I don't think I will make a change on it. Maybe on the Floodgates areas. Sneak peek, but yeah, it's working really well. Next off is like the spells that helps me add stuff, add cards. Because even though the fountain does you draw with the 3, but there's there's other ways to draw cards or add cards, which I play 3 copies of Pot of Duality, 1 copy of Card of Demise, and 1 copy of Day of Peace and Time Tyrium. So Time Tyrium is really fantastic. Drawing 2 cards, drawing 2 anything from this deck is fantastic. If you draw 2 Runics, you'd be pretty happy. You don't really play hand traps. I do have hand traps in my side deck, not in my main. So yeah, so pretty much this is the best card ever. This one will just make sure you don't die next turn if you don't draw anything good. So it's like Tempai's worst nightmare right here. Card of Demise is like draw 3, but you can't special summon. But funny thing is, if you have this guy on the field, you can resolve this effect first and putting this in your hand, so you don't have to avoid discarding. And Pot the Audi list is the reveal 3 and pick 1 card. Also, I do play 1 copy of Terraforming for the search of the your field spell. Next, I do play 3 copies of Super Poly. I'm trying out the Super Poly targets. I don't have many targets. I only have like 2 targets. Well, technically 3 if you count Runic stuff. But this is, I think, pretty good because it does break boards in some ways with problematic cards or decks that can OHKO you if they got rid of, maybe say, your fountain. Next is like my Floodgates I've been playing in the main. So I play 2 copies of D-Fissures, 2 copies of Grave of the Super Ancient, 2 copies of Synchro Zone, 2 Skill Drains, and 1 of the goes in. There would be 1 in Rivalry. Playing with 2 of each, I think the ratio is perfect. Of course, you can just try play 3. I would love to play maybe 3 copies of Skill Drain, but right now I've been really enjoying playing 2. The 1 card I really want to play and try out is Scrub Raid, which is like during the battle, you send 1 card on your field to the graveyard and it ends the battle phase. I think that's one of them I should play because there's times that I have the Skill Drain up, and when my opponent flips like Feather Duster, I just can't do anything because, Skill Drain's on the field and I can't bring out Hugin and do the replacement effect. But yeah, and also the Fisher does stop a lot of plays too, which is actually fantastic. Plus, with the lack of monsters we use, This doesn't really hurt you at all. Grave, this pretty much stops with all like leveling monsters. Synchro summon stones stops with non-synchro monster summoning or attacking and stuff like that. Next we have the extra deck. For the Runic stuff, we played 3 Hugins for the protection of your spells and traps, including the field spell, which searches your field spell, of course. Fangs is to get your field spell back from the graveyard if it doesn't get removed by Cosmic Cyclone, and also pops a monster if it gets destroyed, and it also can't be destroyed with card effects, which is cool. 2 copies immune, so it's like gain 1,000 light points. Also negates if your Runic get targeted. Even she can be targeted herself too, so it's kind of cool. And 1 copy of Runic main, which is like pretty much it's like a IP little knight, but instead of you ban it, like, you know, instead of like using it as from the extra deck as material banish, it's like banish. It's like little knight but without waiting for your opponent to activate the effect. Fangs is to bring back 2 your quick spells. Also, when it gets attacked, you banish the top 2 of your opponents. So yeah, they've been working really well. I don't think I have a problem with them or taking any of them out. The 2 super poly targets I have is Grunix and Mud Dragon. I'm really debating on this a lot. Is playing another copy of Grunix somehow. I really want to fit this in my Runic deck. Maybe taking out 1 copy of things to play extra Grunix, because we're at the time that a lot of decks are playing with the same type and same attribute, and Grunix is like probably one of the best super polys ever. Second behind Mud Dragon. I'm not saying nothing bad about this. It's just I feel like the times when I use super poly is bring him out and him, because I used it one time against Tempai and I had D-Fisher up, so I got rid of 2 of his dragons for summoning out Grunix. Next is my Exceeds package, which I only play 2, which is number 41, Bragusta, which is like your put them defense, and all cards go defense and effects are negated. It's like a skill drain that only lasts for 2 turns. And Superstar Slash Typhon is if any problematic strong monsters are on the field, you can just put this on the board, detach, and just bounce a card or bounce a monster. And plus those monsters are higher than 2,900, cannot use their effects, so it's cool. And the last copy is a Little Knight. Nothing here, the most generic staple card out there in Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe this card may get replaced by another Grunix, because Little Knight's kind of interesting, since your Runic spell monsters need to be on the extra monster zone when they're special summoning. And since this is a little link, it goes to the extra monster zone, and the only way to move them out is from if she gets destroyed, or if you use the effect to banish her with one other card on your opponent's side of the field. Next is my personal side deck. So I have more monsters, which I played the 2 Spectre Warders, and you know what Spectre Warder does. The most complicated roll-ins ever. So if they have different types, like as a Ritual, Fusion, Exceeds, Link, then that's when they can use effects. So if there's like 2 rituals, they can only do 1 effect. So it needs to be like Fusion, Synchro, then they have 2 effects, since there's 2 different types that are special summoned from extra deck, except for rituals. But yeah, you know, it's the most complicated, but hey man, 2,000 beat stick is the best way. Plus you don't have to bring it back to your hand. Also, it protects you from like Ash and stuff like that. Next I played 3 copies of Ghost Sister, so if my opponent's trying to go off with special summoning, I can discard this. So whenever a special summon happens, I just gain life points, so it just helps me out maybe for time on the round and stuff like that. Next is like Cosmic Cyclones, just best removal. Nothing to say. Next, I play 2 copies of Prohibition. So it's pretty much you declare a name and your opponent can't really use that card. So pretty much this will protect you from like Cosmic, if you're afraid of that. Or any monsters, spells, traps, stuff like that. But yeah, this is like the helping hand. This has been helping me out the most in my games too, which is actually good. I've been figuring out trying to put in main, but I think playing side is much better. 2 copies of Mystery and Peace is pretty much pay 100 light points, and a monster with 1,500 more attack cannot attack, which is cool. And lastly, Curse Seal, Forbidden Spell. Great spell card, one of the strongest ones. Since your Runic card deck is like 90% spells, you don't have no problem with discarding that spell. And negating that spell, and for the rest of that duel, your opponent can't play that same copies of that card, which is actually kind of insane. And yeah, I really want to main these two, but again, I'm not going to be able to fit them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of quick. I really been busy with, with work because I'm working part-time with my dad and just trying to find an actual job because, I finished school not that long ago. I think I said it in one of my videos. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I am bringing up another deck profile. I don't know what's going to come out. I want to fix two things on it. One's like replace an extra deck, and another thing is trying to find a card. But I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for the patience of another Yu-Gi-Oh content, because I know I just finished up the Twist Metal Black series, which was one of my favorite PlayStation game of all time, and I decided I wanted to play it and do it again. Yeah, but yeah, I hope you enjoy this. See you next time. Peace.